If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Alrighty. We are now in the final hour of the War Room. This is going to be fun. I'm about to be joined by Tyler Baggins, who was featured in an Infowars video and has called into the show multiple times. And the other day he called in when Ali Alexander was on air with me, and Ali was talking about how public shaming is one way to kind of throw water on this situation right here. A little public shaming can bring people back down to earth. That's when Tyler called in and said he is an example of that after this video went viral on Infowars. So first, let's roll this viral clip of Tyler from the Infowars video, and then we're going to bring Tyler on to talk about this. So guys, let's go ahead and roll clip 23.
You all to come out here, wait in line, and there's nothing. You got shot your head, man. You got your fire in your head.
What are you smoking?
I'm smoking pot. That's what I'm smoking, lady. Smoking the green, smoking the herb. Is that what you think I'm on drugs? Because I hate this fascist prick?
I want to see you.
You fat.
You
I just gave you what you wanted. I just gave you all what you wanted. It's a fucking circus, everybody. Look.
Yeah,
Look.
Look at the monkey. Look at the monkey.
I did that on purpose. It's all a fucking show here.
So there it is. So there was Tyler Baggins in that video, and he now joins us over Skype. Okay, so what is the story here, Tyler? You say that public shaming made you change your ideas. Is that the case here?
Yeah, man, that's basically the case. I don't know what else to say right now. You know, when you're confronted with video of yourself behaving that way and doing stuff like that, you really have no choice but to change. Otherwise, I don't know, you're lost. And I was lost.
Okay, but I want to be serious about this. I mean, you're not just trolling right now. I mean, you got the Bible in the background. I mean, I'm assuming that vase is not a bong. So you're not trolling.
I'm not trolling at all. I think a lot of people think I'm trolling because you know, let's be honest, I was pretty ridiculous. But that doesn't mean that I don't have real thoughts. That doesn't mean that I can't make connections in my life. And I mean, you said the Bible. What's wrong with that?
No, I'm just making sure. It's all good. Everything's good. But so you actually make some fair points. I mean, you can tell you can actually think critically in the video because you're like, oh yeah, I'm giving you what you want. You're here to see the circus. I mean, that's kind of what the whole political thing has become, is just a big giant circus out there in the streets. But so you went to I guess it was a protest that day, or what happened to protest Trump. I heard you say he's a fascist. So do you still believe Trump is a fascist? Do you still believe these things about Trump, or what do you think about Trump?
Trump is the opposite of a fascist, if you ask me. Trump is the answer to the fascism we experience in everyday life. So basically, I'll give you a little story about that day. It was a Trump rally in Janesville, Wisconsin, and it was held at a Holiday Inn, and you had to get tickets for the event, and I got a ticket because I wanted to go and see what Donald Trump had to say. I wanted to see if the media was lying about him or whatever. I wanted to find out the real truth for myself, so I went out and saw it with my own two eyes. And you know, looking the way I looked that day, I had a lot of the conservatives in the crowd. They were judging me based on my appearance, and that combined with the fact that I had a ticket. But see, what happened was Donald Trump had so many people that wanted to come and see him speak that there were 3,000, 5,000 people waiting to get in to a Holiday Inn that we weren't going to fit in. So combine the fact that I felt like an outsider, and then I wasn't allowed into the building because there were too many people. I left, and I really felt uncomfortable because of, you know, because I know how I would treat someone if, you know, they were a conservative in a big huddle of, you know, my liberal friends. We would have just been after him, you know. we would have attacked him. And I was kind of afraid that was going to happen to me, even though it didn't happen. You know, the police just kind of said, yeah, go this way. You can walk out. They showed me the way out. And I got confronted by a woman at the end. And I think what really set me off was when she said I looked like a pothead, you know.
So you want to go on record right now. You are not a pothead.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
Fair enough. No judgment here. But so let me ask you this though. What motivated you to go out there that day? I mean, you said you wanted to kind of see it for yourself, but obviously you went in with kind of a mental mindset of being anti-Trump and thinking these things about Trump. What made you feel that way? What made you harbor that going into that event?
I think it was really just everything that everyone was telling me my whole entire life. You know, everybody on TV, everybody in the school system, everybody was telling you it's one way, it's one way, it's one way. And I think deep in your heart, you know, but you like, I wanted to seek truth. Like, I've known about Alex Jones for a long time. I've been into a lot of the stuff he says, you know, for years, going back to when he would have Immortal Technique on and you know, he would have the debates in the old studio. And so like I was always inside deep down, like I always had it in me to seek the truth. So when I bought into all the brainwashing and the propaganda, I basically I was acting against my own instincts. And when you do that, I don't know if you've ever done something you know is wrong and then still done it. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good inside. And in order to deal with those issues, it's easy to project them onto other people and just attack. And I said mean things to a lady who I'm sure is a nice lady. She's there to go support Donald Trump. Like after getting to know everybody and see what the truth is, see the reality of the situation, see who the Trump supporters are and who the other side is, I was wrong. That's all I can say is I was wrong. And I owe it to people like Infowars and you know, Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer and other people on YouTube helped me too get through this. And, you know, my family, we have to spread ideas and we have to share good ideas to counter the bad ideas, because we live in a society of like lemmings, you know, and all it's going to take is for one or two of these lemmings to jump, and then all the other ones are going to jump like right off the cliff, man. And there's going to be a pile of dead freaking lemmings on the bottom of the bottom of the cliff.
It sounds like we're about the same age. Grew up playing Lemmings, the computer game. You can't let them walk off the cliff; they die. But you know what? Go ahead.
Sorry, no. What really gets me is that I was one of those lemmings, man. I was the lemming, and I was gonna jump off the cliff. But luckily that happened to me at the Trump rally where I was confronted. I can really pinpoint it to the exact moment in like the time-space continuum when I had my red pill moment. Okay, it was when I was yelling, right? Remember the yelling? And then I went and I did like a backflip, and it was that very moment right when I was like up in the air, like my life, it just got turned upside down, and I just, you know, I had that moment, and it all came crashing down. With that reality check. I splattered against the concrete, and you know, my knees were sore for like 3 days. And if you look, what did I do? I just had to walk right away. I walked off. I didn't have anything else to say after that. I landed, I had that reality check in midair. I came crashing down to reality. And look, you know, what do you say after that? You got to walk away in shame. That's the only thing you can do, is walk away in shame after that.
Is that an Austin 316 shirt under there?
Yes. I've been a professional wrestler for the last 10 years of my life.
Steve Austin would be proud of you. We're going to talk more to Tyler Baggins on the other side. Welcome back to the War Room. Tyler Baggins is my guest. There he is right there. You know, Tyler, I'll say this. You know, I think that it's very, I'll say, courageous and manly of you to come out and admit you were wrong about something, especially here in public, what you're doing on a live broadcast. So I'd say kudos to you for that. But I want to go through the actual video again so that we can pinpoint for the audience. You said that you can pinpoint the space and time in this video where
Hold on.
wait.
No, you passed it. You passed it.
All right, bring it back.
You missed it.
Bring it back. All right, we're gonna roll it back here. All right, here we go.
Like
Tell them when to stop.
Hold on. Stop. No, I missed it again. Tell them when to stop.
So-
It's like when they're putting Parmesan cheese on your salad, you know? Tell me when to stop.
So basically like right before you hit the ground.
No, it was while I was in the air. While my head is here. I'll do it right now. Time it right now. Right now. Yeah, right there. When I could see the ground from upside down, and that's when I knew I was screwed.
And look at all the people taking a picture of you. Have you ever seen any of those pictures? You got about 5 people taking a picture of you right there. Have you ever seen any of those?
Oh man, there was pictures all over. Vice wrote an article about me. Huffington Post. I was on Rachel Maddow. I was on, everything on Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. I think I made the Drudge Report. You guys covered me. I think you guys were the only one who had like a fair, objective analysis of it in retrospect.
Wow.
So
I didn't. So when you went on those shows, were you saying the same thing that you're telling me today?
Oh, I didn't go on the shows. I just saw what you asked.
They just played the video clip.
Yeah, you asked if I saw the pictures, and I saw the pictures everywhere, like for a long time. And you know what? This is a good point I want to make because, when I did this, I got a lot of attention. For like just buying into this groupthink and doing what I thought I was supposed to do and saying the thing I was supposed to say to like be a hero for the movement or whatever, And the groupthink got me, but then after all this came and everybody was attacking me, the group was nowhere to be found. Okay, the group they all said, "Oh, ha, look at all the attention you got," but no one asked me, "Hey, are you embarrassed by that? Like you look like an idiot."
How are your kneecaps?
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of that in the comment threads.
Okay.
Video that I heard a lot about the kneecaps, but I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this to stay on this train of thought here. What would you say then to the average Trump hater out there that has this one-track mind that just Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad, and they don't even give anything the time of day? They won't talk to a Trump supporter. They won't look into anything for themselves. What would you say to that individual?
I would tell them that being a Trump supporter, I'd try to connect with them. You speak their language a little bit. And I would tell them that being a Trump supporter is kind of like being gay, right? It's like for you guys, you think it's like the most disgusting thing in the world that you would never even consider, right? And me, like, I can't even come out and say, I'm not even full on, hard on for Trump, really. I just, if I was to describe it, I'm kind of like just a little Trump curious, like I'm bisexual for Trump, man. I'm bisexual for Trump. And I can't say that. I can't come out and say I'm bisexual for Trump, people. And I think that's how I try to connect with them because they're freaking crazy, man. I think that would work.
Okay, now I get it. See, at first I was just trying to understand the analogy, which believe it or not, I understood even the way you said it. But now I'm understanding the deeper propaganda where
this goes deep.
If you're like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual for Trump, then it's like, oh well, I don't want to offend a bisexual now. Oh hey,
No, and it really comes down to each of us individually making that decision, and we got to connect with people on an individual level because it's like we got the weight of the world on our shoulders. It's like the weight of the world is on your shoulders on one, but it's not just the world because like you also have like the weight of God, right? You've got the weight of God on the other side, right? So right now there's this balance of like the weight of the world and the God, responsibility to the world, responsibility to God. But what the system, what these people with the leftists want to do is they want to take this world right here and they want to get rid of it, okay? And they want to replace it with another world, right? So that's what they want to do. And basically the thing that I like is that they will never replace this side of it because the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, our rights were given to us by God. And you can't change what I believe. You might be able to change the world, and if you look at this got the Soviet Russia on it. You might be able to turn the world into the USSR, into a bunch of communists, but you'll never be able to change the hearts and minds of us, of the people, okay? Because deep down, we know the truth. We know that this is the truth. We know the truth is right here. This is where the truth lies. You know, the truth lies here. That's kind of an oxymoron, but hey, we live in crazy times. It's the Laurel Yanni universe, okay? You know, one of us is looking at this world, and then the other one is looking at this world, and this one's all screwed up, man. But I'd rather have this one all screwed up, right, than this fake artificial one. I would rather have this one with a few bumps and bruises because it tried to get knocked down a bunch of times, you know? But I don't want this one. I don't want this artificial reality, okay? I'm not into Ray Kurzweil. I'm not into the futurists. I'm not into Joe Rogan smoking DMT, okay? I'm not into, you know, speaking of Joe Rogan, I'm gonna bring this up because we were talking about Vice earlier. Vice wrote a slanderous article about me. And Joe Rogan had a guest on his show yesterday named Hamilton Morris, who works for Vice. Okay, and they were talking about research chemicals. They were talking about DMT and research chemicals. And what this guy, Hamilton Morris, who hosts a show on Vice Land called Pharmacopoeia, you know, and we know what the Bible says about pharmacopoeia. We know what it says in there about pharmacopoeia. That's how you let the demons in. And then we got Joe Rogan giving this guy a platform to talk about how great these things are. And they're talking about how despite the fact that these research chemicals have caused pain in people's lives and ruined lives and destroyed people like me's lives, the research chemicals and their mind control experiments, and he sits there and says it's okay because, oh, we learned so much about how the human brain works because we're letting these people, they're running tests on us with research chemicals that Obama can't manage to ban. You know, he can't manage to put a real ban on these research chemicals, but he can ban marijuana. He can tell me I can't, you know, come on, man. You're gonna tell me I can't smoke pot, but you're gonna put these research chemicals out into the world, and you're gonna let us go into the hospital with all our symptoms, and you're gonna take your little report and tabulate what happened to all these.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Whoa. All right, this is again Tyler Baggins. You've been a great guest. I think that honestly, it looks to me like you've been kind of going deep into the rabbit hole ever since that video.
Yeah, I'm not trolling, Owen, and for you,
no, I see it, and I will say this too.
To call me a troll. That's
hey, you kind of are a troll though. You did the whole world on the shoulders and I'm a troll too.
Hey,
it's not a negative thing.
I know the truth. Just because I'm putting bells and whistles on the truth, trying to get my message out there. But that's what I'm saying. But
here's my point though. If people would watch that video and like you said, they'd assume a bunch of things about you. They probably would assume you're not that smart, but as you can see, the guy's creative, the guy's original, the guy's smart enough.
We're going
just stay with me me one more minute. Just stay with me one more minute. We'll be right back. All right, I'm holding Tyler Baggins over for just another minute in this segment because I wanted to say one more thing. I've said this and I truly believe this. I believe that a lot of these liberals out there that I engage in political debate with that hate my guts, I truly believe that outside of the world of politics, we would actually get along and have a good time. I feel that way about Tyler. So I'm just curious, Tyler, I mean, do you think that what I just said is true, or do you think there's another level to certain people where they can never come together?
You know, it almost feels that way. Because people want to just create divisiveness and they don't want to come together and they don't want to let people be themselves. And you can argue with someone and you can even yell at someone and you can still be their friend. And it's okay. We don't all have to be drinking out of the same bowl of Kool-Aid, you know? We can all have our own bowl of Kool-Aid, I guess. But I don't know. You got like the rhetoric on the other side, though, is just so insane. You got like Maxine Waters wants everybody to like.
See, now you're saying the other side. So now you're saying the other side. So it sounds like you're like
I'm on your side. I'm not saying the other side. Really, my only issue on the left is like I guess free speech, if you still want to call that a left issue, but that's gone. And pot, marijuana. I'm a full blown conservative. Like I had a literal real awakening. I think. I probably shouldn't say it, but Jordan Peterson was a guy who like really influenced me, man. And like guys like you just going out there and being out in the world is really inspirational for me to just actually feel what I know inside and actually live that. instead of
you're a
buying into
reminder.
groupthink.
You're a reminder to me that at the end of the day, we're all people and we have to come together. And even though at one point in time you and I may have argued on politics, I think that we would still be able to get along.
Yeah, but we got to be careful because these guys are so far back, they don't even understand. It's like the Ozzy Osbourne, the Black Sabbath. It's like fairies wear boots. You got to believe me. They don't even know about the fairies, man. You can't tell them the fairies wear boots if they don't even see the fairies. It's like you tell these people there's fluoride in the water and they would like start eating their own toothpaste thinking that they would build up some immunity. You know, like you tell them the thing and then their reaction to the truth is something completely opposite of what needs to be done and what's actually logical. And I think it all comes down to individual responsibility and getting rid of the groupthink and just being accountable for your own actions. If I was thinking for myself and not on behalf of the group, with my fist up, righteous, like if I was thinking about myself and my reputation, I never would have went out there and been that way. I never would have. And I don't even know what to say because right now, like it's completely just reversed. Everything I don't know. It's scary to think that I was so wrong for so long. And now I can't even go into the world and have people believe that I'm sincere, Well,
it's a process. It's a process. And for some people,
like
look, everyone has a different awakening process. For you, it was literally looking at the concrete that you were about to smash into. For me, it was looking at the Boston Marathon bombing and realizing that the media lies to me. So everyone has a different thing. But hey, Tyler Baggins, thank you for coming on. Check out his YouTube, his Facebook. He's a former Trump hater who had an awakening and is now awakened to the truth. And he's been red-pilled, and he's trying to red-pill others. I'm sure we'll be hearing from Tyler again. Tyler, I got to let you go, man. I got to get to news, brother. I got to get to news.
Peace
but I'm
out.
sure we'll
Thank
be hearing from
doing
you again.
What you do, Infowars.com.
All right. Hey, thank you so much, Tyler Baggins, for joining me.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.